What would you do if you found out that someone in your family was diagnosed with a life-changing condition? In the documentary Blink, one family decides to live life to the fullest with the time they have by traveling the world. Let's talk about it. Blink is a 2024 documentary about a French-Canadian family who finds out that some of their children will lose their eyesight due to a rare genetic disorder. So they decide to travel the world so their children can see the beauty of different places, cultures, and people. It is a National Geographic documentary film, so you can probably guess that the scenery in this movie is amazing. There were several breathtaking shots from the mountains of Nepal to the White Desert in Egypt to the Amazon in Brazil. It was visually amazing.
See a sunrise on a mountain, make friends in other countries. Tara said, I want to drink juice on a camel.
Like, really? Why?
If you want to watch this movie for its scenery, then you will enjoy it. But I had two main issues with this movie. The first is that the movie is classified as a documentary, but it is kind of stuck between a narrative story and a documentary. There was an underlying story about the children's worsening conditions, and the movie clearly wanted to portray them as protagonists. But the story wasn't strong enough to be a narrative. But also, there wasn't really a clear thesis or learning aspect for it to really be a strong documentary. It felt like it was a vlog of their travels with an added subtle story. It honestly had more of a feeling of a well-produced YouTube video that could have been a series with different videos being a different destination. And if I'm to be completely honest, there are YouTube travel vloggers who make more interesting videos.
For the last 1,000 years, this Southeast Asian country has been the victim of invasions and subjugations. Its language and literature were banned, its people were starved, and then they were napalmed, and yet the population never bowed down in the face of mightier enemies. Well, thanks to leaders like Ho Chi Minh, peace has finally come to this nation of warriors, and I'm now going to take a journey among them as I cross the country from north to south.
The second issue for me was that it accomplished the opposite of what it set out to. When the family found out about their children's condition, they were upset, and they made the decision to travel the world as a family of 6 on a budget of $200 a day. If you want the viewers to get emotionally invested in a family or a character, having them go on a journey that very few people could ever do is not probably the best way to do it. There were inevitably a few times when they encountered difficulties during their travels, and I must admit that I didn't have much sympathy for them in situations that could have either easily been avoided or is not something most people could relate to.
Playing jazz.
Playing jazz.
Smoothie.
Making smoothie.
Calendar.
No meetings today. Remember, tandläkare at 9:30.
Fire off.
Fire off.
Open door.
Door open.
Sånn, så skal vi sette en til.
Ja. Open door.
Wrong voice command.
Open door.
Wrong voice command.
Open. Open door.
Repeat that.
Open door.
I didn't understand that.
Hey, open door.
Play on the floor.
Don't you hate it when that happens? Also, throughout the movie, the parents would talk about how the children would soon not be able to have these experiences because their eyesight would be gone soon. The issue was so static that it began to feel more like envy for what they soon wouldn't have. And the envy was not really addressed until late in the movie. It made me as a viewer become less and less interested in the story events. The character traits need to be more dynamic, with more developments. Overall, just felt as if the characters and events were there just as an excuse to show the beauty of non-Western countries. I mean, seriously, it was as if they were making a conscious effort to avoid anything Western. But I guess that's National Geographic. But if you want to see hiking, exploring an epic nature scenery that is part narrative and part documentary, you might enjoy it. But what do you think? Do you want to see the movie Blink? Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you next time.